It's my great pleasure to welcome you to our 26th annual conference. My name is Simon Dietz. I'm from the London School of Economics, and I am the Vice President of ERI this year. I'm actually standing in for our President, Christian Gollier. Christian very much wanted to be here this afternoon, but he is at this moment presenting the climate chapter of the Blanchard Tirole report to President Macron at the Élysée Palace. So let me begin by just celebrating us as an association. So this year we have around 1,400 individual members and 40 institutional members, and they are both records, the highest ever number of individual and institutional members. We also have around 900 participants at this conference, and that is also a record for an ERI conference, not including the larger world congresses. So it's great to see that despite the ongoing pandemic, that we have such a healthy association and such a motivated community of researchers. If you are not an institutional member of ERI and you are interested in becoming one, we would very much encourage that. We have both full and university institutional memberships. Now, let me also extend on behalf of the association our warmest thanks to the event organisers. To organise one ERI conference is a very considerable effort, as I'm sure a number of you will know from previous years. To organise two in successive years, neither of which are happening in person, is really an extraordinary service to the association, and for that we are incredibly grateful to the local organisers and the programme committee. So let me just mention in terms of the local organising, particularly the work of Georg Merin as chair of the local organising committee, and also Jens Weibetzahn, Markus Zilo, Elisa Kramer, and Christina Arndt. And then for the programme committee, let me particularly mention once again the hard work of Klaus Eisenach, this year ably supported by Anne-Sophie Crépin and Maria Loureiro. And now I have a fun job. I get to announce the winners of this year's ERI Awards. And I'm actually going to announce 6. 3 of them have already been announced, but the first 3 I'm announcing to you for the first time this afternoon. So let me get straight into it by announcing this year's winner of the European Award for Researchers in Environmental Economics under the age of 40. So this award is given to the environmental economist under the age of 40, who we judged to have made the most significant contribution to environmental economic thought and knowledge. And this year's winner is Giovanni Marin from the University of Urbino. Congratulations, Giovanni. Now, Giovanni has made a significant contribution to the understanding of the labour market implications of the low-carbon transition. In particular, he has opened a new and extremely policy-relevant area of research on green skills and the impacts of environmental regulation on the demand for such skills, using unique and completely new sources of microdata on the topic. Beyond his work on green skills and the labour market implications of climate mitigation policies, Giovanni has also significantly contributed to a broad range of research topics in environmental economics. And in addition, Giovanni has always played a very active role in our European research community. So congratulations, Giovanni. So the second award that I have to give out this afternoon is the Eric Kempe Award in Environmental and Resource Economics. So this award is supported by the Kempe Foundation, and it's awarded every other year to the best paper in the field of environmental and resource economics, published in the previous 2 years in a refereed journal by an author affiliated to a European research institution. And this year's winner of the Erik Kempe Award is Yongyang Cai and Thomas Lontzek for their article, The Social Cost of Carbon with Economic and Climate Risks, which was published in 2019 in the Journal of Political Economy. Yongyang and Thomas received the award for a novel and insightful contribution to the development of integrated assessment models by adding uncertainty about economic and climate conditions. This article is currently free to access, and it will be until October the 31st. So I would strongly encourage you to use that free access to download the paper and take a look. I've read it myself a number of times. It's very much in my area. It's a seminal contribution to work in climate economics. So congratulations once again, Yongyang and Thomas. And now the third set of awards is the ERIE Fellows Programme. So the ERIE Fellows Programme was instituted a couple of years ago to recognise outstanding contributions in the field of environmental and resource economics. ERIE Fellows are those who have contributed to the advancement of the profession through outstanding publications and or important roles in the policy world and or important roles in the association's governance and activities. And this year's ERIE Fellows are Valentina Bossetti from Bocconi University and David Silberman from the University of California at Berkeley. Congratulations to Valentina and David. And now let me go on to the three awards which have been previously announced by email and in our newsletters and so on. But let me recap those awards for you now. So firstly, let me mention the winners of the ERIE Award for Best Doctoral Dissertations in Environmental and Resource Economics. We normally award three of these prizes each year, and this year's winners are Thomas Duen from the Paris School of Economics and the Université Paris 1 for his thesis Essays on the Economics of Environmental Policies, Preferences, Beliefs and Redistribution. Secondly, Frick Neche from the University of Oslo for his thesis Assessing Climate Change. And thirdly, Yuting Yang from the Toulouse School of Economics for her thesis Economic Studies on Energy Transition and Environmental Regulations. So congratulations to Thomas, Frick and Yuting. And we will be holding a special session involving the Best Doctoral Dissertation awardees. That takes place tomorrow, June the 24th, 12:30 to 2:30, Central European time, I suppose, and that'll be chaired by Phoebe Kunduri. The next award to mention is the award for outstanding publication in the journal Environmental and Resource Economics. There are two winners this year. The first is a paper by Stefan Borski, Hannah Hennighausen, Andrea Leiter, and Keith Willigs, entitled CITES and the Zoonotic Disease Content in International Wildlife Trade. And the second winner is Dana Anderson for his article Default Risk, Productivity and the Environment, Theory and Evidence from US Manufacturing. So both of these articles are currently available open access. Dana's article, the free access, expires July the 27th. So get in there quickly and download that and enjoy reading both of those. And again, we'll have a special session to celebrate the outstanding publications in ERE this year. And that takes place tomorrow, June the 24th, 5:30 to 7:30 CET. And the chairs of that session are Alistair Munro and Phoebe Kunduri. We also have typically a number of highly commended publications, runners-up, if you like, for the best paper in environmental resource economics. So let me just mention those 3 papers as well. So the first is by Ulrich Beck and Peter Kruse Andersen, and it's Endogenizing the CAP in a cap and trade system, assessing the agreement on EU ETS phase 4. Secondly, an article by Rohan Best, Paul Burke, and Frank Yotso, entitled Carbon Pricing Efficacy, Cross-Country Evidence. And thirdly, a paper by Catherine Hagem, Michael Hohl, and Thomas Sterner, entitled Refunding Emission Payments, Output-Based versus Expenditure-Based Refunding. So again, these papers are all currently available, open access. The first 2 just until July the 27th. So again, get in there and get downloading. Again, these papers, you'll be able to see them in the ERIE special session tomorrow. And the last award for me to mention is the award for ERC grants laureates in the field of environmental and resource economics. And we have in our field 3 ERC grant winners this year. Firstly, Patrick Bolton from Imperial College London Business School. Patrick is the recipient of an ERC Advanced Grant. Secondly, Phoebe Konduri from Athens University of Economics and Business. Phoebe is the recipient of an ERC Synergy Grant. And thirdly, Mar Regant Rideau from Barcelona Graduate School of Economics. Mar is the recipient of a Consolidator Grant. And we will have a special session to celebrate the grant laureates on June 25th, a couple of days from now, at 10 a.m. And that will be chaired by Maria Loureiro. So those are the awards. Before I move on to the last couple of slides in my talk, let me just take a moment to thank our colleagues who have put in the hard work to serve on the various judging panels. So you can see them listed in front of you. In some cases, these awards require a lot of reading, multiple PhD theses, for example. So we thank our colleagues for their hard work in making these awards possible. Now that's nearly it from me. I just want to draw to your attention the General Assembly of Members, which will be chaired by Christian. That is taking place on Monday, June 28th at 10 a.m. Central European Time on Zoom. Details about how to join the meeting have been sent to you as members by email, and details about how to vote are also in an email. You can see the agenda in front of you here. It's an important part of our governance, so please do take part in the General Assembly if you are available. So thanks so much for your attention. I hope you enjoy the conference.